What up, world? R.I.C.H coming right back at you. To anybody who's ever been told you can't do it your way, we are here to talk about a man who has literally changed the game for content creators and black entrepreneurs alike. I'm talking about Joe Budden. And you know what? I'm not here out of envy. I'm here out of respect, out of appreciation. Because what Joe Budden has done with his podcast network is a story that needs to be talked about and celebrated. This is a story about independence, about building something from the ground up, and about creators taking control of their own destinies. You see, Joe Budden isn't just a podcaster. He's a revolutionary. His story is a blueprint for anyone who's ever wondered if they could turn their passion into a living without giving up their creativity and control. So today, let's break it down. I'm gonna talk about how Joe Budden went from a rapper to becoming one of the biggest independent podcasting forces out there, making $1 million a month and leading the way for a new generation of podcasters who are ready to take control of their own platforms. And no, this isn't about showing off. This is about a real win for independent creators. Let's start from the beginning. Joe Budden before he was a podcasting icon. Some of y'all remember him spitting balls in the early 2000s, giving us that raw, unfiltered music that we loved him for. But that wasn't enough. Joe knew that the game wasn't built for people who wanted to do things their own way. And so what did he do? He made a decision. He stepped away from the rap game and embarked on a whole new journey into podcasting. He didn't need a label. He didn't need corporate backing. All he needed was his voice and the will to go against the grain. It wasn't easy, but Joe Budden built the Joe Budden podcast on his own terms. No big networks, no strings attached. Just him and his crew speaking their minds and connecting with people. That's the beauty of it. No corporate handshakes, no comply with us or else, just pure, raw content. And the people responded. They tuned in, they subscribed, and they started paying attention. Because Joe Budden had a vision that spoke to a whole new generation of listeners who were tired of the filtered podcasts they were getting. People wanted authenticity, and Joe gave them that. Everything changed in June 2025 when Joe Budden's Patreon numbers leaked. And that set the stage for something much bigger than just a leak. In a new article, Joe finally decided to be transparent. He showed us what a successful independent creator looks like in 2025. He revealed that his podcast network was making over $900,000 a month. And that wasn't just a flex. It was a statement. It was him saying, I did this without giving up control, without bending to the system, and I'm doing just fine. Now, let me be clear. At first, I wasn't sure about this because Joe has been so private over all these years. He was not the type to brag or put it all out there. But now that he has shared his success, he showed us what's possible when you bet on yourself and stay true to your artistic vision. This was not just about the money. It was a message. It's about transparency and reminding creators out there that you can win without sacrificing your independence. So what does this all mean? Why is Joe Budden's success important to you, to us, to all the creators out there who want to make it without signing away their rights? Joe Budden didn't just leave a record label and walk into podcasting. He left a system that wanted to control him and built a platform that's based on control and ownership. He's showing every black creator out there that you don't have to sell your soul to make it. You don't have to sign a deal with the devil to win. He's created a business model that doesn't force you to share revenue with corporate networks. He sells his own ads, he manages his own content, and he's built a community that pays to hear what he has to say. He doesn't have to answer to anyone but his audience. This is the kind of success that needs to be celebrated because it's proof that you don't have to sacrifice your integrity or your creative freedom to get the bag. The message here is simple. Joe Budden is not just a successful podcaster. He's a pioneer. He's a roadmap for every black content creator who's looked at the roadmap and said, this doesn't work for me. He's showing you that you don't have to be a part of that old system to win. You can be independent. You can have control, and you can still eat at the table. Joe Budden is a reminder that creative freedom is possible. He is a lesson in self-ownership and persistence. And his success is a call to action for every black entrepreneur who's ever wondered if they could make it on their own terms. Yes, you can be successful without selling out. But this ain't just about Joe Budden. This is about a cultural shift. A shift that says you can be yourself, you can own your content, and you can make money doing what you love. The fact that he's leading the way for all the content creators is a testament to his vision and a blueprint for the future of black podcasting and black entrepreneurship. So what does the future look like for podcasting and black creators? If Joe Budden's success tells us anything, it tells us that the future is bright. It tells us that the control is in our hands. It tells us that we don't have to wait for a corporate backer to believe in us. We can believe in ourselves. We can build up our platforms from the ground just like Joe did. We're seeing a shift away from corporate dependent success and towards a new era of independence. And it's black creators like Joe Budden who are leading the way. He's a pioneer, and his success will have a ripple effect across the industry for years to come. And I'm gonna take y'all out like this. Joe Budden did not just hit a financial milestone. He set a new standard for independence, transparency, and ownership in the creative industry. He proved that you don't need to be part of the establishments to win. You don't need to compromise your values to succeed. Today, I'm not just here celebrating Joe Budden's success, I'm learning from it. I'm celebrating the fact that Joe Budden has opened the door for every creator out there who wants to make it on their own terms. And I'm celebrating the fact that he didn't just show us his numbers, he showed us a new way to build, grow, and to win. Salute to Joe Budden for paving the way. Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.